can, yet still seems nervous that she won't be able to disobey him. And in the games, we know that Michael Afton is a reluctant follower due to the somberness of his dialogue and his confusion in the sister location speech. If you really want to stretch it, you could say that the Mimic in the games is trying to recreate everything that William was, and Vanessa is a reluctant follower of the Mimic. And then there's Elizabeth in the games, the thing we need to be talking about, who is quite obviously desperate for William's attention and affection. She says, "I will make you proud" in the ending of FNAF Pizzeria Simulator, which implies that he isn't proud already. She is doing these horrendous murders, or at least planning to do these horrendous murders, to earn his love, which of course she doesn't already have. Now, the elephant in the room when it comes to this whole will care thing, for me at least, is the "I will put you back together" lines, which most people take as the crux of William's character. They say these lines mean that he's desperate to reunite his broken family. But let's take a look at what actually happens. After Elizabeth gets scooped by Baby, we know that he goes down to the bunker because he has the experiment several times to monitor his experiments, yet Elizabeth is still suffering within Circus Baby. On top of this, there are several posters for Circus Baby's entertainment and rental. One is in the elevator of Sister Location, and the other is in the elevator of Help Wanted 2. And both of these posters feature Baby with green eyes, which of course means that William Afton is prioritizing, advertising, and selling out Elizabeth to go capture kids and make him money over setting her free. And yes, fine, he does eventually tell Michael to go put Elizabeth back together in Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. But then what? She's just another pawn in Pizzeria Simulator. Listen to how William addresses Baby and Ennard. Wait, I'll do an impersonation. Don't you dare use this in the video. Here.
Fascinating what they have become. I'm a Sigma.
Does that sound like a man delighted to be reunited with his long-lost daughter? No, that sounds like a evil scientist fascinated by his next steps toward immortality. Now, as we know, Scott Cawthon is the greatest writer on Earth, and he makes Tolkien look like a worm. And because of his sheer writing genius, Scott has included emotional direction into the audio direction he gives his voice actor would in the Dawko interview. Scott has a very clear knowledge of what he wants for the characters. So, the somberness in Michael's voice when he's addressing his father is deliberate.
Do you need a free, easy way to capture your gameplay? Introducing Outplayed. Record anything on your PC. Highlight reels, let's play sessions, mod showcases, game reviews, speed runs, and anything else on your monitor. Capture your game highlights automatically, or with a custom hotkey. Cut, clip, and edit your gameplay to perfection with Outplayed's intuitive editing tools. Share your gameplay footage with a single click. Outplayed is lightweight and easy to use. Outplayed. Game recording made easy. Download for free now.
The pleading in Elizabeth's voice when she says, "I will make you proud," and the sadness in her voice when she says, "It feels like home," in Pizzeria Simulator is intentional and directed by Scott. Even Henry, who sounds regretful over the loss of his daughter Charlie, is directed by Scott. All of these things, these lines, are things Scott directed and wrote. All of these sentimental characters. Henry has sentimental lines, Michael has sentimental lines, and Elizabeth has sentimental lines. Because all these characters care about their family. So Scott conveys that in the story. And does he do that for William?
That was easier than I thought it would be.
Fuck no! He doesn't give a shit! Back to the Gooning Circle.
Thanks, TD. Essentially, William's promise to Crying Child wasn't that of a grieving father making a promise out of love. It was that of an engineer, a tinkerer, giving himself the task of bringing someone back from the dead. As shown in the novels through Elizabeth and even in the games, William isn't really a grieving father. His motivation isn't to bring others back to life. His objective is to become immortal himself. In the novel trilogy and in FNAF 6, Afton is much more theatrical than we're used to. He's triumphantly announcing his return, or thanking Charlie for turning him into something more. Springtrap. Despite the pain, through Spring Bonnie, Afton managed to achieve his goal. He succeeded in becoming immortal, which is why he doesn't go back to the sister location bunker after escaping Fazbear's fright, and instead goes immediately to the streets of Utah. He doesn't need to check on his experiments, because he succeeded in the one thing those experiments were trying to do: grant him immortality. "I always come back" isn't just a catchphrase for Afton. It's a jab at Michael, who likely tried to kill him before, a defiant statement by William. This is why Afton throws himself into FNAF 6 even though he knows it's a setup.
What a deceptive calling. I knew it was a lie the moment I heard it, obviously, but it is intriguing nonetheless.
He's so sure of his own immortality, of his own great accomplishment, of his own immunity to everything, that he doesn't pay attention to his daughter Elizabeth essentially gaslighting herself into believing he's in charge, or the fact that he's about to get sent straight to his own personal hell by Henry. I mean, he even goes through meticulous measures to make sure he can kill his own son during FFPS, bragging in his face upon succeeding to do so. But as if that wasn't enough, there's more proof to add to the table. It's time to talk about the worst piece of FNAF media ever. The bane of my existence, Midnight Motorist. Alright, no point in going over this again. I'll be rolling with the assumption that Midnight Motorist is about the Afton family. We've got 5 laps at Freddy's, the tire marks and security puppet, the purple car from Save Him, the association of William Afton and purple to the color yellow, etc. Under this assumption, what we see William do in this minigame is very indicative of who he is as a person outside the public eye. First off, he's clearly an alcoholic. Green Guy doesn't let him into Junior's, which is almost definitely a bar, and the way to get to the secret minigame in the first place is to drive on the wrong side of the road in the Midnight Motorist arcade game. Throughout the secret minigame, Afton is extremely angry at the runaway, pounding on his door and seemingly threatening him with violence when he gets back. The runaway is either Michael or Crying Child, so the connections here are extremely clear. My point in bringing up Midnight Motorist is that there's more than one recorded case of William being, to put it bluntly, an abusive and neglectful parent. There's the novel, Sister Location, how William actively tries to kill his own son, his empty promise to the Crying Child, and Midnight Motorist. But there's one question I have to ask. Where did this idea come from? Where did we get the idea of a tragic, sympathetic William, and why does most of the community feel sorry for a serial killer? This delves into some deeper moral questions that I have no desire to discuss, but to put it simply, this idea of a grief-stricken Afton appeared around the time of FNAF 4 and Sister Location's respective releases, where it felt like Sister Location was Afton trying to put his son back together. At the time, it was a reasonable idea, and you had the 1983 keypad and Fredbear plush to back it up. But now, with how hard Scott tried to make sure we understood how bad William was through the novels and later games, it feels obvious that this potential William backstory is just not true. I'm not saying this wouldn't be interesting. The idea of a formerly moral man who's forced to take desperate actions to bring back his children is extremely interesting, but Afton just doesn't fit the bill. Not only were the deaths of Elizabeth and Crying Child directly caused by his own neglect, he was present in Fredbear's after all, there's also no indication that this is the case.
But Gregory could be a robot.
Shut up. And then there's a real question to be asked. If William cares about his kids so much, why is his whole shtick being a child murderer? It's clear he's a psychopath killer, so why should exceptions be that William does feel something for his children, and maybe he thinks he loves them, but he certainly doesn't care about them. To him, they're accomplishments, trophies, objects meant to do his bidding, listen to him, and not ask too many questions. He's clearly proud of unlocking the key to possession when he finds out Circus Baby was possessed by his daughter. Finally, she was useful for something. The idea of a sympathetic William, while it does open up new opportunities and explanations for the timeline, also directly goes against everything we know about his character later on. His whole personality revolves around caring about no one, only himself. It's not out of the question that he wanted to bring his son back, but I don't think this is his main goal. And that's assuming William is the one speaking for the Fredbear plush in the first place, as it could totally be someone else. In conclusion, there's many recorded instances of William being abusive towards his kids, be it psychologically or physically. Maybe he loves them as objects, as possessions, but he doesn't feel any actual care towards them. To him, they're tools. A way to show the public how much of an amazing family man he is. But also helpers, assistants. After all, it's likely he manipulated Michael into helping him with his remnant experiments, which explains why Mike works at the FNAF 2 and FNAF
Looks like he's gone for good this time. But I don't think we should sit around to see if he comes back. The closest town from here is Riverwood. My uncle's the blacksmith there. I'm sure he'd help you out. And it's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today. Listen, you should go to Solitude and join up with the Imperial Legion. You can really use someone like you. If the rebels have themselves a dragon, General Tullius is the only one who can stop them.
Hello. How's it going?
See that ruin up there? Big Falls Barrow.
I don't know what
When I
that
was
stands
born,
for. I'm
That
sorry.
place always used to give me nightmares.
Um,
Draugr creeping down the mountain to climb through my window at night. That kind of thing. I admit, I still don't much like the look of it. These are the Guardian Stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead, see for yourself. Mage, eh? Well, to each his own. It's not for me to judge. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, we've already earned the pump. But until we get that confirmed by General Tullius, just stay clear of other Imperial soldiers and avoid any complications, alright? Must have scared them off. Where'd you come from? No one here now.
I love you too, Bobby.
I'm glad you decided to come with me. We're almost to River.
Dragons now, is it? Please, Mother. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will think you're crazy. And I've got better things to do than listen to more of your fantasies.
You'll see. It was a dragon. It'll kill us all, and then you'll believe me.
Sigrid, we have company.
Hadvar, we've been so worried about you. Come, you two must be hungry. Sit down and I'll get you something to eat.
Now then, boy, what's the big mystery? What are you doing here looking like you lost an argument with a cave bear?
I don't know where to start. You know I was assigned to General Tullius' guard. We were stopped in Helgen when we were attacked by a dragon.
A dragon? That's ridiculous. You aren't drunk, are you, boy?
Husband, let him tell his story.
Not much more to tell. This dragon flew over and just wrecked the whole place. Mass confusion. I don't know if anyone else got out alive. I doubt I'd made it out myself if not for my friend here. I need to get back to Solitude and let them know what's happened. I thought you could help us out. Food, supplies, a place to stay.
Of course. Any friend of Hadvar's is a friend of mine. I'm glad to help however I can.
It's my boy.
Like I said, I'm glad to help in any way I can. But I need your help. We need your help. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever soldiers he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt. Like I said, I'm glad to help in any way I can. Help yourself to whatever you need, within reason. Cross the river and then head north. You'll see it just past the falls. When you get to Whiterun, just keep going up. When you get to the top of the hill, you're at Dragon's Reach, the Jarl's palace. Jarl Balgruuf, he rules Whiterun Hold. A good man, perhaps a bit overcautious, but these are dangerous times. So far, he's managed to stay out of the war. I'm afraid it can't last, though. I don't think he likes either Ulfric or Elisif much. Who can blame him? But I've no doubt he'll prove loyal to the Empire in the end. He's no traitor. Of course, Skyrim has always been part of the Empire. That doesn't mean I support everything the Empire's been doing lately. But Nords have never been fair-weather friends. Ah, I forget you're new to Skyrim. Jarl Elisif, I should say. Although only because she was married to Jarl Torygg when he was murdered. Ulfric murdered Torygg, you know. Walked right into his palace in Solitude and killed him. Shouted him to death, if you believe the stories. That's what started this whole war. The Empire couldn't ignore that. Once the Jarls start killing each other, we're back to the bad old days. I see no harm in it, if you have the skill. The grindstone will improve your weapons. Use the table to improve your armor. If you've got the raw materials, you can use the forge to make something new. Gerder's family first settled here as woodcutters a few generations ago. She and Hod run the mill. I make a decent living sharpening axes and fixing the sawmill. People are rightly stirred up about the damn Thalmor being allowed to roam around arresting people, just for worshipping Talos. But was it worth tearing Skyrim apart and maybe destroying the Empire? No. Ulfric will have a lot to answer for in the end. Nords have always supported the Empire, and the Empire has always been good for Skyrim. It's from that treaty that ended the Great War, remember? When the Emperor was forced by the Thalmor to outlaw Talos worship. We didn't pay much attention to it when I was a boy. Everyone still had their little shrine to Talos. But then, Ulfric and his Sons of Skyrim started agitating about it. Sure enough, the Emperor had to crack down, dragging people off in the middle of the night. One of the main causes of this war, if you ask me. Take what you need, my friend. Within reason, of course.
Did you really see a dragon? What did it look like? Did it have big teeth?
Hush, child. Don't pester your cousin.
It's nice to be back in a friendly spot, huh? Listen.
Did you really see a dragon?
What the rebels like to forget is that the Empire is what's keeping the Dominion out of Skyrim. Just head north, you can't miss it. It's the capital of Whiterun Hold, the biggest and the best of the 9 holds of Skyrim. But don't take my word for it. Of course, I know today wasn't the best introduction to the Legion, but I hope you'll give us another chance. The Legion could really use someone like you, especially now. And if the rebels have themselves a dragon, General Tullius is the only one who can stop them.
Yeah. Lydia.
I don't blame you for being angry about it. I would be too in your shoes. But it was all a mistake. You weren't supposed to be on that cart with those Stormcloak traitors. And the Imperial Legion needs your help, especially now with that dragon out there somewhere and Ulfric back on the loose. I hope so. The Legion is Skyrim's only hope right now. Come on, we better get moving. you down!
Citizen, I'm warning you. Your presence is interfering with Imperial business. Be gone. Imperial business. Be on your way.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Help! Get him! Kill him!
Hey boy, what you doing? You're right in the way. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only. Riverwood's in danger too? You better go on in. You'll find the Jarl in Dragon's Reach, at the top of the hill.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Damn those Greymanes to oblivion. They want to back the Stormcloaks, they'll get what's coming to them.
Brigands I can handle, but this talk of dragons? World's gone mad.
You tried mercenary work? It might suit you.
My lord.
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgruuf is not receiving visitors.
Who's this then?
Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on then. The Jarl will want to speak to you personally.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes? By Ysmir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls? Against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If that dragon is lurking in the mountains.
It's a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not...
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service. I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons. Farengar, I think I found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill her in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there. You are eager to begin your adventure. Excellent. The sooner begun, the sooner done, eh? I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself. An old tomb, built by the ancient Nords, perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, a miserable little village a few miles south of here. I'm sure some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there. Well, must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we? I have my sources. Reliable sources. Ah, student of the craft. You'll need to start by learning an enchantment. Take an enchanted weapon or piece of armor, then use the arcane enchanter to learn its secrets. The item is destroyed in the process, so be wary. Once you know an enchantment, you'll need a filled soul gem and something to enchant. You'll use the arcane enchanter for that too. Of course, I have everything you need for sale if you have the coin. I'm not surprised you've never heard of it. Even I used to think it was just a myth. But not anymore. The Dragon War was a real event, although only the barest glimmer of the actual events has come down to us. Far back in the Mythic era, the dragons were worshipped as gods in Skyrim. Many of the monumental ruins that still dot the landscape were in fact built as temples to the dragons. The details are lost, but at some point the Nords rebelled. After a long and terrible war, the Nords overthrew their dragon overlords. Oh no, many were killed, of course, but many survived into historical times. Why, this very palace was built by one of Balgruf's ancestors to hold a captive dragon. Hence its name, Dragon's Reach. Take a look. A prospective student, are you? Well, I'm afraid I'm not much good at teaching. You should try your luck at the College of Winterhold. Sadly, no. My work affords me few opportunities for such an adventure. Perhaps some hero will bring one to Dragon's Reach, like old Olaf one I once did. What a fascinating conversation that would be. If I said that was a tedious question, would you be smart enough to know what I meant? Probably not. As long as I'm left alone to pursue my research, I don't care who gives the orders. Now, I'm a busy man, and your pointless questions are boring me terribly. Good day.
This is a priority now. Anything we can use to fight this dragon, or dragons. We need it quickly, before it's too late.
Of course, Jarl Balg. You seem to have found me an able assistant. I'm sure she will prove most useful.
Succeed in this, and you'll be... The warden. Whiterun will be in your debt.
Oh, but you were already on your way to Balcarrow.
Fear not. Come dragon or giant, we'll be ready.
Careful if you cross the river to the east. Old Hajva Ironhand and his brigands are holed up in that cave, White River Watch.
Thinking of settling in? There's a house for sale. Breeze home. You should talk to the steward up in the keep if you're interested. Be glad you're here in the city and not out in Riverwood. These poor sods don't even have a wall. What do you need? I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of mead. Looking to do some hunting? Avoid Brittleshin Pass. It's southeast of
We, your unworthy servants, give praise, for only through your grace and benevolence may we truly reach enlightenment. And deserve our praise you do, for we are one. Ere you ascended, and the 8 became 9, you walked among us, grey Talos. Thought as God, what as man?
Those two at it again? Watch the eye. Fight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, right. What are you waiting for?
You think you stand a chance?
You dare fight a Dunmer? Get him. Kill him.
Lucky
A little blood to clear the air. Hope you have a stomach for it, outsider. So you think you have what it takes? Lucky for you, I'm not the one who makes that decision. Talk to Kodlak. Who knows? Maybe he's in a generous mood. Ask any fool around here, get a different answer. Mercenaries, warriors of honor, brothers and sisters of the blade, drunken rabble. Take your pick. I've been here longer than most of them. Even I don't know sometimes. I just hope they don't kill each other.
Yes, you're very fond of saying.
None of our business. There's no honor to be had in the squabbling of Jarls. I learned the ways of the blade in the Great War. Nearly lost my life outside the Imperial City. I came home to Skyrim when it was all over, but I wasn't much good at anything other than fighting. Wandered around as a blade for hire. It was a damned good one, too. All right someday. The money was good, and the women were good, and the drinks were good. But I was losing myself, my heart. I was lucky the companions found me. Now there's a reason to be fighting. The honor of my brothers and sisters is worth more than coin. Of course the money is still good. And the drinks. So you think you have what it takes? Huh. Lucky for you, I'm not the one who makes that decision. Talk to Kodlak. My brother take my Vilkas lead. is a better talker than me. He should be around someplace.
Yes?
Relax, new blood.
I've been hunting on my own for years.
Fighting people is different, smarter.
Some of them.
if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over. If it's work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fires? I assume you saw the Gildergreen? Big tree all burnt up in the middle of the Wind District? It's part of the Temple of Kinnareth. People want Danica to do something about it, but I don't know what they expect. Have you seen that Shrine of Asura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. Magic is for the weak. Of course, I'll show you to your room, right this way. Need anything else? Just let me know.
This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors, the Imperials. We drink to our youth, to days come and gone.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Age of aggression is just about done.
Oh, come on. Let this shit go.
We'll drive out the storm cloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel we... We'll take back our
Sadia,
home.
dear?
Yes, Mom?
I'll be needing you to knock the
Down
place
with
down extra
Ulfric,
tonight.
the
Lots of
killer of
space.
kings. On the
Oh, yes,
day
Miss
of
Holt.
your death, we will drink and we'll sing.
Am I gonna die?
Children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies.